This is AV, and this is a video about what cards we look for in a new tarot deck. Question is, it's day 17 of 31 Days of Tarot 2021. What tarot card in the deck do you look out for most when you get a new deck? If you don't like that card, does it ruin the deck for you? So, I've got a few things I look for. I'm fussy though. I feel like this thing kind of says like one card and you get the deck and then you look for that card. I don't think I'd ever buy a deck if I couldn't see all the cards before, and it's like 78. I don't care about the extra card because obviously I could not use that card, but I have to see all the cards before I buy it. So I can't imagine backing a Kickstarter if I couldn't see all the cards or had a great deal of confidence. So the first thing is swords. We need to talk about swords. And swords for me can be a bit of a headache. I've changed my ideas about this a little bit, and I feel like possibly there's more to say about this, so I'm not going to go into it too deeply. But this deck is the Healing Light Tarot, which I do like, or love, depending on which day you ask me. And the particular cards I look for are the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords, which are obviously quite often the more violent cards. So in the Healing Light Tarot, here we go. I feel like this is it's quite sanitized, so that's fine. Yeah, and because of the way the graphic style is, it's kind of not too like gory or anything. But it also does depend on what mood I'm in, but obviously I can choose the deck or not depending on what mood I'm in or whatever. Looking at another deck, another example is the here we go. So the Three of Swords here, this is the Tower of the Old Path. This is fine. Three of Swords. It's not the classic thing with a heart, but it's sad. Heartbreak. There's a little bit of blood there, but it's not it's not like I'm totally squeamish. That's not really what it is. But this is where the thing is, I bought this before I was had my revelation. But these cards I'd say I'm starting to get a bit iffy about, and even recently I've kind of used this deck and replaced these two cards with a couple of extra cards so that I didn't have to use these cards. But I don't think they're that extreme, obviously. It's just maybe I've become extreme. I'm going to give an example, another example. So here we go. And it's pictures because it's a deck I didn't buy, which was the Sasuribito. I think it's Japanese. I love this deck. It's beautiful. Everybody was talking about it a few years ago, but do people still use it? Maybe they do, but they don't talk about it all the time. But here's a beautiful death card. It's so interesting because it sort of has a slightly different take from other decks, but it's still kind of poetic. I love this card. Okay, and then there's this. The Three of Swords. I can't deal with this. It's not that I couldn't deal with it as an image in itself. Like if it was in a graphic novel or something, that would be fine. But if with a deck of tarot cards, I'm going to be using some cards as suggested action or, thought for the day, I might be able to manage, but advice. Obviously there's different cards you'd use for yourself where you know the deck and then other people, but I don't know, I guess I want decks I can use for other people, and yeah, this disappointed me, and basically because of this card I didn't get this deck. But now I'm starting to think, because of the way I feel about some of these cards and because of how much I love other cards, do I want to get it and just use it as mages only? So yeah, that's another approach. But yeah, I'm quite fussy about that. So does it ruin the deck for me? Yes. And it's definitely something, if there's, you know, like new decks coming out or buzz or whatever, then I look straight for the 3 and the 10 so that I can just make myself not get interested and not think about it anymore if I don't like those cards. So the second thing out of the 3 is court cards. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Which one would it have been? Can't remember. Oh, that book. I think it was about books. So this is the Thoth, and this is the Tarot of the Pagan Cats. God, these are different way around to each other. I love this card so much. Sorry, but I think it's better if I have them the same. What I look for the court cards in general, and I want them to have, I don't like it, I don't, you can see those, I don't like it when they're too samey, and I do think it's a problem you get, and I think it's a problem you get more, not all the time, but when the artist doesn't do tarot. But I'm saying that artists that don't do tarot can't make good tarot decks, but I just think it's important that the artist puts some kind of variety. Like sometimes they don't. I just feel like you just need kind of character. You need something to cling on to like get the different meanings. Yeah. I was gonna say it's like different kinds of people, but then obviously I've got cats as well. I'm not saying it's like it shouldn't be animals or anything. It's just not samey. And I think it's actually a good tip. If you look out for the pages, that's kind of lowest common denominator. In some ways they can be a bit more bland than like the kings and queens tend to be exciting, but you can really judge a tarot deck court cards by the pages, I find, or knaves or whatever you call them, like not the knights. Yeah, so I've actually got a few of these to show you just in case you're interested. I like most of the court cards in this deck, which is the Tower of the Old Path again. That's one of the things I really like about it, is feeling like they're like different people. They've got different hairstyles, weird hairstyles in some cases, but yeah. And another example is, these are slightly strange, sad maybe, but these are the jesters that are like the pages in the Japaritsa tarot. Just like the variety here. I like the different props and things. So are these a deal breaker for me? I'd say yes, they are, but it is a common. I don't mind if they're a little bit borderline bland, but you've got to give me something. I just think it makes it so much easier. I think that is half the solution to the problem of feeling uncertain about court cards, is having court cards that you can work with. I feel like I've repeated that. Sorry if I repeated that in another video, but you know, c'est la vie. Next thing, so that's the second thing. The last thing, the third thing, is I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna do here. I know I put those in there from a different part. The cards 15 to 19. Oh, that's from a different one again. So that's the Devil to the Sun. So it's kind of, how far can I go here? It's kind of the crisis, and then these big heavenly bodies, stars, moons and suns, the Tower. I don't know, I feel like in a way they're big hitters, but then all the major arcana's big hitters in a way. One of the reasons, I think it's in day 21, which cards relate to you personally. So a couple of these cards relate to me personally. So that's partly why they're important, but I think it's also because, I don't know, I feel like I need a bit of kind of transcendence in these cards. I'm just going to show some more examples. So the Chapari again. These are slightly strange, but I still feel like they've got a kind of a bit of otherworldly, like I really connect my spirituality with these cards, I'd say. And it's also a little bit the ones that go on the ends, which would be the Temperance and the, what's it called? Judgment. No, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm like literally going blank. What am I talking about? Yeah, Judgment. I was just, no. I think of it as like Revelation. What is it? Here we go. Yeah, Judgment. Sorry, I was getting confused with the Justice, even though it's not. Oh my God. I was thinking Judgment was Justice. Yeah, this is annoying because it's not cards I actually get confused, but it makes me look like I do, which is annoying. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Ellen. Yeah, I mean, this is weird. It's probably like the weirdest moon card I know, but Tarot of Pagan Cats again. I kind of like the drama here. These are a bit more down to earth, but I still feel a sense of something like significance. And also, so the Judgment card here, I feel like more of this like transcendencing in this card, but that in a way that it's kind of like a bit of an allowance that that card hits the spot. And these cards are kind of there. And then, sorry, I'm just going to like pile more and more. I think that's a good way to go. So I've got the Thoth again. Which order am I going in? Put them out of order. Star, yeah. Okay, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, and the Sun. Oh, I love these cards. That's really good. Okay, and last is, yet again, the Healing Light Tarot. So I've got the Devil, the Tower, the Moon, the Star, and the Sun. Is it a deal breaker? I'd say it's more like how I judge the deck, which helps me to make decisions about what I'm going to purchase. And then it's also something I would probably then go back to once I got the deck in my hands and try and just see like how I feel about those cards. So, oh shit, is that thing? Oh, I don't, yeah, okay. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was day 17, which I'm a bit late on, whoops. But I'm definitely doing day 18, Do You Read Reversals? So hopefully you'll join me for that video if you're interested in that topic. Bye for now.